Well, no, we're not. We're demonstrating that the story that they're telling us about the gas pressure system being adjacent to a vacuum is not possible, not demonstrable.
It's not demonstrable, of course, because we don't have, this like a perfect vacuum that has no container that we can actually, on a small scale, you can't possibly do it, right?
Right.
But theoretically, it's possible.
Why are they claiming it then?
They're claiming it because that's what their model entails, but it's theoretically possible. That's the point.
Citation available for you in the live stream. Sorry, citations now available for you in the text chat that's associated. Every single gas law that we've got referenced as well with citations. If you want to go have a look, scroll up. I've given you a few more. Every single one of them will kind of hopefully elucidate to what we're pointing out and demonstrate that you're incorrect. Now, unless you want to go and get me a citation and demonstration, then every single citation and demonstration that we've got with regards to every single gas law that we've got, and including the second law of thermodynamics and how entropy works, I suggest you read them instead of just pulling things out of your ass. Now, this is demonstrated to be true. We're talking about the physical and natural environment in which we live. According to that physical and natural environment in which we live, gas pressure will require a container.
No.
Gas exerts force on the walls of its container and anything it has contact with. If you've got a problem with it, I suggest you go and get a scientific citation and demonstration, please.
I already told you it's impossible to demonstrate because that which we're arguing is, up for contention. It's the demonstration would be that which we're arguing. So it's circular logic to ask for a demonstration. It's not possible, right? But theoretically, I don't think you guys were doing it justice by saying that a container is absolutely necessary. And there's flat earthers that believe that there isn't a container. So, not everyone believes in the Fermi.
My goodness me. Just to be clear, you can't demonstrate the fact that gravity acts on gases. Being as we're down here on the Earth where gravity is, you can't demonstrate where the gravity is acting on gases.
That's not what I said, no.
So you don't, so very succinctly, being as I just heard you say, you're asking the impossible, and I am paraphrasing, we can't do that here on the Earth, and I'm just paraphrasing. You don't have a demonstration on Earth that demonstrates mass, I'll give you mass, acting on gas, where all the gravity is.
That's not what I said. I don't know how you got that.
What do you mean mass acting on gas?
Is gravity mass attracting mass?
Okay.
Is gas
gravity?
Gravity is the weakest of the forces.
I know.
Like, I literally didn't say gravity once, so I don't know.
Whether it's weak or not, apparently it's still there, and if it's there, you can measure it scientifically. If you can't measure it, it's not there.
Yeah, we measure it in units based on Earth's gravity, which is 1.
What do you mean Earth's gravity is 1? What does that mean?
It's emitting 1 gravitational unit.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you get into a car crash, you might experience 5 Gs. That's 5 times Earth's gravity.
Awesome. When we
why would gravity even go into the conversation at all? That's like, why would that be a thing? It only works in one spectrum. It only works one way. I mean, simple.
What do you think happens to scientists? Do you think, like,
nice escape.
Like, why isn't there any flat Earth scientists?
Scientists. Flat Earth scientists.
Yeah.
When we understand that the Earth, sorry, my friend.
Okay.
We can all be a scientist when we follow the scientific method and elucidate a cause and effect relationship, right? Cause and effect relationships happen in the physical natural world, and we can all construct hypothesis tests. You said flat Earth. Flat Earthers, right? primary claim that the Earth is flat. That's not a scientific question. That's an observation and measurement question. Observe a shape, measure the shape. Observe a surface, measure the surface. It's not science. That's not cause and effect.
Yeah, it's a dumb argument.
The service has
No,
been
I'm just saying there's no scientists that are employed with degrees or PhDs.
Yes,
You don't know that, and it's a dumb. It's like a non-starter, man.
I'll go and get
Well,
you
it's
one.
not something that needs to be studied, man.
You can
I'll
find
go and
me
get you one. Dr. John D. I'll go and get you one with a PhD right now if
Yeah,
you want.
you can find me a gainfully
Go and get you one.
employed scientist with a PhD that also is a flat earther.
Yeah, no problem. I'll go and get you one. Give me 5 minutes. His name's Dr. John D. He's got a PhD in lasers. and
Force to
optics.
shit,
No,
force to white.
He's a fraudster.
wasn't a flat earther. He's one now.
It doesn't matter if he's a flat
I just
earther or
called him
not.
a
Zeros, bro.
What
It's a
the hell?
non-starter. It's a dumb
Doesn't
argument, man.
It doesn't matter if he's a flat earther or not. He doesn't have a
This
PhD.
is how much of a credentials thing. You're not interested in the evidence we're talking about. You're interested in what some person that you don't know might have said or believed. To start with, you're not psychic. You don't know.
He doesn't
the
have a
beliefs of
PhD.
every single person.
He doesn't.
Your appeal to credentials fallacy.
Holy crap!
Pretty weak. So
I'm just saying
You're
it's
getting
curious.
desperate, Zeros. You're
There's
getting
no such fallacy
desperate.
like appeal to
I'm just saying
He doesn't have
credentials.
a
Appeal to
PhD.
authority,
Come on, man.
but that's not what it is.
I'm just saying it's curious that there's no one who.
No, it's not curious. It's a bad argument. You're better off sticking with the fact that it's theoretically possible to measure pressure that's being produced at the surface without having a container per se.
No, there's no one with enough scientific literacy that could believe in flat Earth.
your emotions, bro. We're really hearing them.
Yeah, fuck the emotion.
What
Dude, get out of
emotion?
here, man.
How
What's
is
wrong
this
with
emotion?
emotions?
What? I'm not even emotional. I love you guys.
Yeah, you are emotional. You can't be speaking with logic if you're like, I know what every single person with a PhD really thinks, and they don't think what I think they think.
Cyclone logic comes from mental states, which are the same place where emotions come from.
No, I just think it's curious that there's no one with that much scientific literacy that is a flat
so you
earther.
asked every single person. You think you've asked every single person on Earth with scientific literacy what they believe about the Earth?
Jesus Christ.
Look, I can't find one.
It's
Okay,
retarded.
not
So
one.
screw everything that everybody's ever taught you at that point,
I've
right? Like
spoken with
everything
lots
is
of.
bullshit. Like,
Can you find one geometric horizon for us?
I've found lots of Christian scientists. I've found lots
Have
of.
you found one geometric horizon of a sphere Earth yet?
Okay, like that's what I mean, scientific literacy, because you're saying geometric horizon. That's redundant.
Right.
That's
We don't
redundant.
have a
I got-
geometric horizon then.
I got a question to kind of switch gears, and I'll go back to what we were talking about
That's
before.
flat Earth talk. It's
Nah,
not.
So when we-
we're gonna stick on the horizon. That's what we're gonna stick
Yeah,
on.
the horizon. It's geometric. It's in its name. Horizon is it requires something
Oh,
that is
so what's the
geometrically.
definition? What's the definition of horizon?
It's as far as you can see. On a
Yo, if we say demonstration.
on a three-dimensional plane.
Oh my goodness.
It's in
Wait,
it's
so
it's in its
not
own
a curve of the
definition. It's
Earth.
axiomatic. It's self-evident.
So
To
it's
say
not a geometric.
that there's a
not
say that there's
geometric
an
curve of the
horizon
Earth, then.
requires geometry. There's no horizon without geometry.
Right.
What's
okay,
a
but it's not
non
the
what's a
geometric curve of an Earth.
Tell me what a non-geometric horizon is.
Right. So I'm
An
asking, it's
optical
not the
one.
geometric
An actual
curve
Good
of
point.
an Earth.
Good point. Good point.
My point is you lack the scientific literacy. You don't know what you're talking about.
Bro, you don't know what
What?
you're talking about right now. Tag me in and shut up.
So you're claiming a geometric horizon of a globe Earth, or no?
You know, it only costs $8,000, and you could build your own hobby rocket, launch it 100,000 feet, and see for yourself. That's not a lot of money.
Will we see a geometric horizon?
You'll see the.
No, it doesn't matter how many cameras you put up there, man. It's all got a fisheye lens in quotes, right? Like, fuck that.
God.
Are we seeing a geometric horizon or no?
Yeah, you'll see the horizon. You'll see the shape of the Earth. You can, for $8,000, you can launch one here, And then the
So
four
the
corners.
Do you guys think the government put fisheye lenses in our eyeballs before we were born so we could see the Earth
So the
as
horizon is the
actually
curve
flat?
of the
Oh
Earth.
my god! If you get an eyeballs, it's all
This is turning into a shit show.
From the four corners of the Earth, you would just need You just need 4 of these $8,000 rockets launched 100,000 feet, and you see that the topography of the Earth not only is it has a curve, and you can see the geometric horizon. You'll see that the topography matches
so you
up
do believe
around
we have a
itself.
geometric
If it's so easy
What do
to
you mean
do,
the
show us the
four
proof it's been
corners of
done.
the Earth? How do you have corners on a sphere that you live on?
Okay, just 4 opposite angles.
No. So
From
you're
4 different places
you
around
are
the Earth.
claiming that we have a geometric curve Earth horizon. Right? So could you provide us proof of this geometric horizon then?
No,
Because when we look at it, it seems to be
He can't, bro. The guy's spiraling.
Look, I'm just saying it's
It doesn't
curious.
exist, bro.
You guys are
geometric
skeptical.
horizon.
You guys are open-minded. You obviously are open-minded. You're obviously
Zeros.
skeptical.
It's curious that you're saying it's so easy, and yet you can't show that it's been done. It's so easy for us to do, right? But it's never been done. That's curious.
What do you mean? We have never shot rockets so high?
There's never been a rocket that's been shot up, aimed at the horizon, showing the horizon slowly turning into a globe.
Aimed at the horizon?
That's right, because it can't get past the governmental dome that's
all the
surrounding
fucking
us.
time, dude. What do you mean?
Alright, show us the straight line of horizon, turning into a globe uncut. Let's
cameras
go.
on them and we could see curvature of the Earth from
Uncut?
120,000 feet.
I mean, you can only see one side of the globe at a time, right?
Can I address that?
You can only see
so
one
show us
side.
the full circle. Show us the straight line turning into a full circle.
They won't turn it to the underside of the globe. It's hidden there.
Like this shit happens all the time. Individual studies, this happens all the time, man.
Brilliant.
Like people do this. Like
awesome. So can I address it without you saying it 5 fucking times?
Oh sure, well of course. But I mean, come on.
After you do that, Jedi, I got a question for you.
Christ. You're in a flat Earth. You're in a flat Earth argument, man. What are you talking about? You're gonna hear the same regurgitated bullshit.
I'm not arguing. I'm happy. I don't mind that the Earth is flat. I just think it might behoove in you to go into academia.
I got a question. Is there a way that we can make the Earth round? Like, can we work on it and like try to bend it?
I'm fine with
I have a serious question, Jedi. If you'll allow, I have a serious question.
My friend. So shush. You remember the Felix Baumgartner joint, yeah?
I'd rather go back to gravity because I feel I can tackle the gravity thing a little easier.
Man.
Yeah, well,
I'll stop talking. I'll mute myself.
Ruin your rockets with cameras on it first, shall we? You'll understand that mathematically speaking, your altitude is not high enough to see left to right curvature. Mathematically speaking, right?
That was a whole psyop, that Felix Baumgartner thing.
Yeah, if you want to, we can use that reference if you want, no problem. But mathematically speaking, you're not high enough away from the surface of the Earth to see left to right curvature in your little hot air balloon with a camera on it.
Yeah.
NASA told Felix, I found a white paper that said NASA told Felix Baumgartner to put a fisheye lens in his camera so they could, keep this going.
Booty, stop
mathematically speaking, gravity wouldn't work without a globe system. Mathematically speaking, so you have nothing to argue on that.
Well, you don't have a scientific. You don't have a scientific experiment, and
no, the math.
Can I address?
Yeah, you can.
Please.
Yeah, sure.
You don't have a scientific experiment, and with all of your assertions of gravity doing something, you've got a little letter called R, which would be radius of the Earth, which is the very thing in contention. So, can you prove R, please, with a direct measurement?
Are you talking about the radius of the Earth? It's mathematics. I mean, the math system on everything that has developed on the planet Earth ever, we've developed on a mathematical system, and this is one of the things we've done. We as human beings have created a mathematical system that has done wonderful, great things.
Waffle.
Sure, whatever.
Awesome.
But it's
whether
facts.
It's
facts. Dude, without the math we have,
one at a time, boys. Come on, man.
You wouldn't have an argument to go against. Like you would have nothing to argue about if without the math on the globe system. Without the math with the globe system, you would have nothing to argue about. Yeah, it's flat. Whatever. Like you can say that. That's all you got to say.
Can you prove R, please? Whether it be Cavendish?
No, I
or
can't
whether
because
it
I'm
be
not a
Einstein?
fucking mathematical genius. But we also know that the human development has happened, and it did based off of mathematical scholars. I ain't that guy, but
Awesome.
What do you
So
talk
society's
about,
proven that.
enigmatic, man?
That's
You got a
brilliant.
hard on
So
for math. It
before
doesn't make
Cavendish,
sense
where
because
we
everyone
achieved
knows that
R,
first you
radius of
qualify
the Earth,
something and
can
then
you
you
Math is
quantify it.
racist, okay?
some measurement of R, please?
Well, I ain't that guy, but nobody here is. That's the thing. Nobody here
Well,
is
it's
going to quantify R. This guy, nobody knows what the fucking
don't
R
know
is.
that.
The radius of fucking
First,
Earth.
you
Are
have to
kidding me?
qualify its existence before you quantify it.
say that again.
You don't need math initially.
What are you
So
talking
this is
about?
your belief. I've asked you to
Development
say what you said
society is
again.
based off of math. What are you talking about?
You don't need to. You
Awesome.
don't
So
need to
we
use the
want,
math. You just
we
need
want,
phenomenology.
we want proof of the R value in the first instance to make a model upon, without just asserting and begging the question that R exists in the first instance. Can you demonstrate at any point in history where R has been directly measured? You know, curvature of the Earth, physically measured to
No.
be true in the
The
first
answer is
instance.
no.
Can
Of
you
course I
reify
can't.
something into
But
existence that doesn't matter?
all right.
Jedi,
So-
I got a quick question for you. In terms of gas pressure without a
What?
container and with container. So in terms of demonstrating it, a container is a limited volume, right? So when you say demonstrate gas pressure without a container, that's demonstrate gas pressure without limited volume, meaning with infinite volume. Does that denote that you are asking like you contend that there's maybe an infinite plane? Because that's the only way you have infinite volume for infinite plane theory, right? Otherwise, it's always going to be a limited volume.
Did he die? Fuck.
It's illogical. It's illogical.
You there, Jedi?
Based off what? What we know.
It's not illogical, friend. If the correct answer is no. No, it isn't. The question is, can you show me gas pressure without a limited volume? The correct answer is not to speculate an infinite volume, but just to reply, no.
No, but that's the only, that's the necessary, antecedent for showing a demonstration without limited volume is having infinite volume, i.e., infinite plane. You can't have it any other way.
What would the answer be? What would the answer be to the question? Okay, let me phrase it a different way. Can you show me something that's impossible?
No, of course, there's no demonstration. I've already said this, but they were pushing back on, that they were, Jedi. I don't know if the Cyclone guy was as well, but they were pushing back on the fact that there's no demonstration, right? So it's not like a point of like victory or anything like that. It's not any point in your favor to say that you can't demonstrate it, because of course you can't demonstrate it, because the only way to demonstrate it is if we have infinite plane.
That is the point. So let me ask Jedi, and we'll see if he can get the right answer. Jedi, can you show me something that's impossible?
It is possible to have infinite plane, mind you. So don't say it's impossible.
Goodness, dude.
What's impossible is to convince you that reality is reality.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you can take mushrooms all day and hallucinate whatever the fuck you want to. And is it illogical? Is it believable? Is this and third? What is
sure?
At that, it's all speculation, right? If that's what you really want to reach to. You can reach to speculation at any point in time you want to, but the reality is we're here, we're now, everything's here.
What's the best proof of the globe? I'm just curious.
The best proof of the globe is what we've done, astronomically,
what convinced
everything we've experienced. Huh?
Probably the pictures.
The single best proof of the globe.
You know, the globe came from a Catholic priest, right?
Understood, but they were also astrologists too. Fuck the Catholic shit. They were astronomers. They weren't just Catholics. Sorry that they had to be Catholics, man. I apologize for that. Like, come on, man.
Do you know what kind of atrocities that group of people did?
Did to the globe
Yes,
world?
we know, dude. We know.
Yo, to answer Mr. Jack's question, the strongest piece of evidence for the globe is the South Celestial Pole.
Terrible people did smart shit sometimes, man.
What do you guys think is in that hidden library under the Vatican?
The problem this guy has is that he said that the heliocentric model has advanced humanity. Okay, and he can't prove the heliocentric model, but he abdicates all his worldview to that group of people. That group of people is the Catholic Church. Okay, your worldview is broken. Okay, you have a deeply contradictory, deeply flawed worldview.
Who are you talking
Dude, that was very. I would disagree with that. That's all I have to say with that one, man. Like that was like
the
me.
strongest
That was
piece
just
of
telling me I
evidence
was
for the
false,
flat
no matter
Earth.
what I said.
Dude,
the strongest piece of evidence for the
talked
flat
to me
Earth is that
before.
there's no definitive evidence for the globe.
You've talked to me before.
It's like more experience.
Andreas Bruno, about this. I don't know if you remember before.
Maybe a year ago. It has been a long time since I've been flat Earth.
No, not here on the Rhetoric.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, for sure.
There's two guys who are just kind of trying to roast me about being an abject failure in life, just one insult after the other. And I was just like, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty mean.
Yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. And then Broderick Brew came in and started roasting those guys back, and it was hilarious, dude. You got some bars, man.
Off of Rhetoric, I was the
people
only guy that was invited by Mike, which was a 24/7 guy, because we had those Discord debates back then. And I was the only guy that came back into the Flat Earth server and argued with like 50 other people, and I had people screaming at me like the entire time.
I don't know why people resort to insults, but I have a question.
It's their
Crit.
identity. Yeah, it's because their identity is wrapped into the heliocentric model. For some reason, they see, right? Okay, they have a dream. They have a dream of being Captain Picard, Luke Skywalker, boldly going where no one has gone before. They have these fantasies about a better life, that something in the future, some long-term goal of basically meeting green alien chick and making out with her. So when you tell them that the Earth is flat, what they hear is that you're destroying all their dreams. That's why they react that way.
Who knows, right? Maybe that's the case for some people.
Can I have a word, please?
Yeah.
So the Earth is in shape of a dick, I guess.
Okay. Crit, I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting on my porch during the sunset yesterday, and I was thinking, the plane is going one direction, right? But the sun was going down, like down into the water. And I was wondering, shouldn't the sun be following the plane? I mean, if the sun is just moving away from me and not
Should the sun
setting,
be
not
pussy
going down into
if
the
we are
water,
dick?
the sun should actually be getting smaller for me, right? And it should be moving in that direction that all the planes I'm seeing are moving, right? Because I know planes are just moving further away. That's how the sun is supposed to move, right? On like a flat Earth model, and not setting down, like going down into the Earth. Because if the Earth were... Well, why is the sun not changing its shape? It was the same size during the sunset and going straight down.
Maybe the atmosphere maybe the magnification of the atmosphere is causing it to stay the same size.
We're just trying to figure out why you think that.
Why is it going down?
Why would you observe
the atmosphere?
Why would you observe
It shouldn't
the
be
sun?
going down, though.
Okay, why do you think that?
Because when I was a flat earther a year ago, I was thinking, well, I think I'm on the fence
What
right
about perspective?
now.
Hallway, a long hallway.
I think I'm on the
towards center.
fence. But the thing that kind of got me was the fact, I always believe, the sun is rotating around, right, around the flat earth. But if it were, Why is the sun just going down into the water? I was observing, everything looked flat. I looked straight ahead. Everything was flat. The water was flat. But the one thing I couldn't comprehend was the sun going into the water. It was going straight
Okay, you're looking down the street. Why are the street lamps going up?
Well, it's measurable. It's measurable. It's been measured for thousands of years.
Okay, so
I'm saying, why do my eyes show me it's going down?
Okay, so what you're looking at here is that you observe the Earth to be flat and stationary, but somehow you don't have an explanation for why the sun moves, even though the sun does move, and then suddenly that curves the surface of the Earth.
No, my question is, because I know the sun moves, right? But why is the sun moving down? And everybody observes it going down.
Dude,
It's
why are
supposed to
you
move like a
assuming the sun
plane.
moves?
No, I just think it's supposed to move like a plane. Like when the plane
No, we
goes
move
straight
around the
ahead,
sun.
flying over the flat Earth. Then
If a plane goes ahead, like right above your head, the plane's flying right above
Yeah.
your head and moving away from you, right?
Yes,
You keep on
but
looking
so
at it.
is the sun.
It's slowly gonna converge into the horizon.
No, the plane is
That's how
actually
perspective
it's going
works.
getting smaller. The plane is getting smaller and it's going away.
Yes.
It's moving parallel to the flat Earth, but the sun is moving almost perpendicularly. It looks like it's going
No, what are you talking
straight
about?
down. Are you?
I
Have
said
you
plane.
looked at a
Listen, I said the
sunset?
plane goes right above your head. It's going straight above, like it goes right in front of you, from behind you to in
Yes,
front
but
of you.
the sun is going above my head too on my flat Earth model.
Yes. Okay. So the plane is slowly getting smaller, right, and converging to the horizon. The sun is also converging to the horizon, but it's not getting smaller as far as you can see. And I'm saying maybe because the sun is so much farther away that there's like an effect from the atmosphere causing magnification, maintaining the size of the sun. Because there's less
Dude,
atmosphere
think about what
with the
you're
plane,
saying.
you
Literally
appreciate
think
the
about what
change in angular size more. But because there's so much more distance to the sun and so much more atmosphere that you're looking at it through, maybe there's a magnification there that's maintaining the size.
My
Is that
goodness,
why the
man.
moon appears
Wow.
larger when it's low
Wow.
on the horizon?
Well, that's a new one.
That's a new one
Mind
for
you,
sure. I haven't heard that one
Rob
before.
Skiba
But,
showed a demonstration of this, by the way. There's a good GIF for it.
but why
Okay,
is
so
it's
all right,
also
so
the
the step.
direction. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to go
Go
through
on.
this with you. It's okay that other people are jumping in, but just stay on topic. Let them sound off, and we'll just go pick it up right where we're at. Okay, so you observe the sun, or you observe the Earth to be flat and stationary, and
Yes.
then you observe not the Earth to do something you didn't expect, and then that curved the Earth and moved the Earth how?
No, I don't think the Earth is spinning like that. I don't think the Earth is a curve, right? It has curves like that. But what I'm saying is I don't understand why the sun, why does it look like it's going down? It should be it's following the same path as those planes I'm seeing that are moving parallel to the flat Earth.
Jesus, man, we're all over the place.
Yeah, okay. So if you were to take
Why?
the
I'm
sun,
just talking about one thing, the sun.
Yeah, the
if
sun.
you were, okay, go ahead.
No, I'm good, man. Like it. I don't think I'm gonna be. Yeah, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So if you were to factor the sun out, right? Would your observation of the sun, or not the Earth, is what I would call it. Does it change your observations of the Earth?
No. Not only of the Earth, no.
So if the sun just disappeared tomorrow and it just did something randomly, like say back in the days of yore, the Incas or the Aztecs or whatever would sacrifice people every day to make sure the sun rose. And one day they didn't do that, right? So the sun didn't rise. Would the surface of the Earth suddenly change?
I guess not. No, wouldn't
Okay, so
change.
yeah, it'd be like one of those things that's like the sun's gonna do what the sun's gonna do, and how it works or why it works, I mean, that is maybe beyond human comprehension. I mean, some
Yeah, it's
people have
just
come up in the
hard,
past.
because
Dude, it's not though. It's not
hard
because
because I moved to the mountains recently, and not everything is flat up here. But, you know,
Sure.
the thing is, after I moved to the mountains, I realized maybe my observations, maybe they're not always correct. I don't know. I just started second
How
guessing
high?
myself.
How
Like, you
high?
know
How
how you
high?
skydive, right? And you skydive over like nothing. You don't really know how high you are
Dude,
until other
let me
things are
just
there,
explain.
and then you see
I'm
how
gonna
it
cut in
is
on this.
relative to
You
your
realize that
position is relative.
we can predict
Mhm.
things from like hundreds of years in the future, like astronomically,
What does that have to
because
do
of
with?
the
I
heliocentric
don't
model,
understand.
right? Because
Well,
of the
I'm
math
not
on the
talking about.
heliocentric model, we
That's
can
not
we
what we're
can
talking about. That's
understand.
not the topic, Holmes.
That is the topic, right? Am I off? Like, if I
No,
am, I'll
no.
shut up.
I mean, that's a general room topic, right? But we're talking about something specific at the moment,
Oh hell, no, I'll be quiet then.
right?
No,
She's
no
talking about
worries,
her
Enigma.
observations.
Yeah, I was talking about things that are relative to, for example, if you're falling down, right? If you're skydiving and you got a big tower next to you as you're skydiving into a place, you know how far you're going down because there are other things around you. And versus if there's nothing around you, you don't know how far you're going down. So what I'm saying
Absolutely.
is when I see other objects, for example, a plane going one way, right, and it's going parallel to the flat Earth,
Hold
but
on.
then I see
I want to
another
ask you a
object
specific
going
question.
straight down, it
I
makes
want to
me
ask you a
think.
specific question. I want to ask you a specific
Yeah.
question about the plane. So when
Okay.
you see the plane, when you see this plane, where are you?
Oh, I'm just sitting on my porch.
What is the altitude of your porch from sea level?
I guess it's 500, like 26 feet above sea level.
Okay,
So you
perfect.
tell
So
me
what's the average? What's the average cruising altitude of the airplane?
Average cruising altitude, is it? I don't know what it was for that. I mean, that was a Cessna. That wasn't a commercial aircraft.
It's
Okay,
10,000
Do you
fair.
know what the average cruising altitude is for a Cessna?
Well, let's just pick that dude's number, 10,000. That's good enough.
Okay, well,
10,000.
yeah, let's just say 10K.
Yeah. 10,000 is way bigger than 500, right?
Yeah, it's a bit bigger.
Yep, fair point. Yep, no problem. So, you would agree that something that's 10,000 feet above you is not at the center of your vision, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then if you witness an airplane travel what appears to you to be horizontally while it's 10,000 feet above you, right, then you should ask yourself, why is the plane not following the laws of perspective? Because you're saying, I don't see the sun seem to follow the laws of perspective, but it seems to me you skipped over the fact that the plane is also not following the laws of perspective in that example.
No, it
In other words,
is. The plane, I've even been on planes and I look down and it's going, there's probably a little angle, right? But at the end of the day, it's flying over the flat Earth, right? But when I
right,
look at the
have
sun,
you ever seen a
uh,
perspective grid?
I might have. I just don't remember.
Right, so you notice how, like in the far distance, right, the center of vision
Mhm.
is like where the vanishing lines are, the vanishing points, and then you have all these lines coming out from it that go up to the top of the image, down to the bottom of the image, right?
Mm.
Right. So
Yeah. Mhm.
you would expect if you're just applying that type of perspective that the plane wouldn't just fly horizontally, that it would actually, since it's so far above you, actually make a marked descent in your field of view as it goes away from you, right?
Oh, as it goes away from me, no, it doesn't look like it's descending. It looks like it's getting
No, I'm not.
smaller, which I would expect
Right.
for an
I'm
object
not
that's moving
saying.
away.
Well, yes, but the problem is that if you have the laws of perspective that we just talked about, right, that plane should also be receding on the y-axis, which is up and down.
It kind of is, but it's not like its shape is changing too. It's still in the sky. It's not really setting.
Sure.
Like the
So
sun, the shape never changes and it's going down.
Sure. So one of those angular relationships is the angular size, and the other angular relationship is that the z-axis and the y-axis are compounded, and so the object appears to get lower and lower and lower as it recedes away from you. Right. That would be the laws of perspective, right? So I would just submit to you that perhaps the sun is at a particular ratio of angles that the down effect is greater depending on the angles of propagation of the light to your reception angles than the size effect.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Did I say a dad joke?
Yeah, kind of.
Really? How so?
NASA.
How do I get to the donut Earth room?
I get muted and unmuted. I don't know what's going on.
What was so funny? What was so funny, bro?
You're just adding too much, man. It
Oh,
boggles
you
my
mean I'm
mind.
actually thinking about it? Right. So what boggles your mind, friend?
No, it boggles my mind that people can deny the hardcore math that we already have and make up their own.
Math?
It's crazy to me.
What math?
Okay, since we're already derailing, I just want to say, is it sexist that I never want this sweet lady to ever?
Oh wow, you interrupted for that? Go simp somewhere else, Holmes.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, so I find it amusing that you found that what I was talking about funny, right? I'm just talking about angles of propagation, angles of reception.
Sorry for the laugh, man. But it seems like a reach, man. It seems like you're reaching for something.
Oh yeah, it seems like a reach. Yeah, what's the answer, bro?
All right, think about this, man. Y'all, flat earthers in general, right?
Have you ever done a perspective map and actually laid out all the angles of reception, right?
No, I haven't. But the only thing I know is that Burning Man did it twice. I was there once while they did it, and it was funny.
What did they do? What did they do?
They did a laser thing for whatever miles, what it was 3,000. I don't know how long it was, but they did this thing a couple years, and it was kind of it was kind of laugh. It was a big thing. It was they did it every year for a few years, and it was okay, yeah, we get it. We see the curvature. It's been done. I don't know the math. I don't know the math that people like to point, but I just know Burning Man's done it for years, man.
Yeah, I'm
they go out there, they shoot lasers for whatever math that is what the curvature of the Earth that people deem necessary for there be a curve, and they actually saw it happen, and they're like, "Oh, okay, cool, great." Everything else is already there.
What was the range? What was the range of their laser?
I don't remember, man. I really do not remember. That's what the flat Earth. The flat Earthers will know that more because they have to argue.
Sounds legit. I don't know, man. Maybe you ought to get the info and then talk about it.
I'm just saying it happened, man. It's happened. It's been studied. People take balloons up all the time, personal balloons, and again, at the end of the day, man, everything that's constructed on your argument to begin with is based off of a global Earth model, a round Earth model.
Everything in my argument is based off a round Earth model. How so?
Yeah, well, I mean, just a flat Earth. The reason why you have a flat Earth conspiracy type deal is because of the fact that the math works in a different way, and there's just some other argument out there that's against it, despite the fact that human civilization has progressed since hundreds of years past this. We've shot rockets up in space. We've done cool things, man.
Allegedly.
But nobody's convinced. Nobody's convinced. You've got engineering.
Nobody's convinced of what?
That the Earth is round, bro. It boggles my mind that people are even questioning this at this point.
No, you're wrong, dude. You're wrong. See, you're wrong. You're doing it backwards. See, we were convinced, and we were told, and we were taught, and we were educated that the Earth is a certain thing, and that things are a certain way, right? And
dude,
then
this has gone on
later on in life, What? Anyway, later on in life, we decided for some reason, different reasons for different people, to check some things out. And when we checked some things out, we found that a lot of the things we were told about the history leading up till now in the scientific community and other communities is a bunch of baloney sandwich.
Dude, let's be real, man. You got a bunch of conspiracy theorists like educating young kids, bro, and you have a huge following for it.
You're right. Yeah, they're called public
That's
education teachers.
I mean,
dude, who's going around educating young kids, dude?
the coolest thing I ever heard that's on topic is like the coolest thing I ever heard was like, you know what's cool about the flat Earth model is it shows our freedom of speech, but it shows our lack of education.
Yeah, sure. No, you just told me that essentially insinuating that flat earthers are going around indoctrinating and educating kids. So who's really the ones indoctrinating and educating kids after all? The flat earthers?
The people that are indoctrinating kids are actually based off of like mathematical precedents. Like there's an actual reason why they're being taught. Not just some flat earth theory that's against a narrative. Like the narrative's already set. Yeah, we are pre-described. We are taught a certain way. The flat earth theory has nothing of value. There's no mathematical reason. There's no mathematical thing that the flat earth theory has ever given us, ever, like in society. There's no grand experience. There's no development. There's no anything on it. Like it's literally just people, and it's typically uneducated young people that love to grab onto this idea, and you can add as much math and conspiracy as you want to, but that is what it is, man. You got to be real.
Yeah, well, of course, that is what you tell yourself it is, that you can feel good about not taking it seriously. So I would agree that you are correct. That's your appraisal.
I do take it seriously, man. I really do. Because we can all learn from one another.
You take it so seriously that when you're asked about the details of something that supposedly proves the globe, you're just like, oh yeah, it sort of happened.
Because man, when you ask a bunch of math questions, I'm not a mathematician, man. I'm not going to be the
guy
to tell you what R is. What R is? You're not that guy either. You don't have a math.
What?
You ain't that guy. You've heard that from somebody else. You're asking what R is.
I've heard it from somebody else, dude.
Like, what is the radius of Earth?
Listen, homeboy Slice. Everybody's heard the claim of what R is from somebody else, right? Initially,
I get it. But you're not a mathematician. You don't know. I don't know.
What are you talking about, dude? You think you need to be a mathematician to do pi r squared? You think you need to be a mathematician to do 2 pi r? You think you need to be a mathematician to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared?
The answer to your question is yes, you do. Yes,
that's how stupid you are. Listen, friend, that's how stupid you are.
No, that's how stupid you are, dude. That is math. You just said math. You have to be a mathematician to do it.
And guess what, dumbass? They teach kids how to do this all day long, and plenty of people are proficient in it who aren't mathematicians. So the fact that you would even say you need to be a mathematician to discern any of this information just shows how stupid you are, friend.
Okay.
That's right.
Fair enough.
You're so close.
But where are you getting your even if you weren't a mathematician, you had numbers. Where are you getting your numbers from?
That's a good question. You're right, because you need the numbers to put into the math, right? So where are we getting our numbers from?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so when the
where are we getting the numbers from the globe from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the question.
That is the question, isn't it?
What do you like? People. No, on that one, dude, people have sailed the seas and they do it like on that level. If you're talking about just that basic, like yeah, people have sailed the seas for hundreds of years at this point.
And
left, right, up, down. Where do you want to go?
And you have a conclusion? You're trying to make a point, but you're not drawing a conclusion. So what do you want me to draw a conclusion for you or something?
No, but I want you. No, you're the one that has to draw the conclusion, buddy. Like you're the guy you're on that level, man. You are the one that has to prove something. The math is already there for the globe people, man. Like we don't have to prove shit. We're just here to argue you. You're the one that has to prove something that defies the globe Earth model. That's on you.
Why do I have to
Not
defy
me.
a model? Why would I have to defy a model?
Why wouldn't you, man?
Because
We've been
models
through
don't.
this, man. It's what
Models
human
are.
development has been. We've been
Look,
doing this
friend.
for hundreds of years, man.
Who's we? You're on the team now?
The globe, the entire planet,
The globe,
most
the
of it
entire planet's in on it, huh?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
The globe defies itself, dude. What are you talking about?
What do you mean the globe defies itself? It's recognizable, man. We look at the stars. We watch it every day. We see a certain pattern.
You see
We
lights in the
recognize
sky. That's right.
You look at the stars, right? And then the stars hold up a big mirror, and when you look in the mirror, you can see a globe like a selfie.
Okay, cool. Cool. So that doesn't work for you. So the Earth is automatically flat, bro. Like easy, right?
What doesn't
flat,
work?
Bro. Like,
What
come
doesn't
on, man.
work?
Let's just deny
What
everything
doesn't
we've
work
ever
for
learned.
me?
Earth is flat. Let's not even go in with a minute.
What doesn't work for me? You said look in the sky, blah blah blah. Then what? What's your conclusion?
Rotation,
Rotation of
tilt,
what?
all that shit.
Tilt of what?
Of the globe Earth model, bro. Like it's
Right.
a globe.
So
It's a
a
globe
globe Earth model. So if you take a model and you tilt it a little, then what?
It tilts, and you have a different perspective from the point of contact, right, or the point of observation. Yeah.
Okay, so you have observations, right? And then you try to
Right.
interpret what they are, and you make a matrix of interpretation, and then you say, "Well, this must be true because I have this matrix of interpretation," right?
And we have an Earth where multiple people are all over the entire planet, and they observe
Sure.
very similar instances or different instances depending on where they are on the globe.
Of what?
Of the stars, and that's just general observation. That has nothing to do with
What do they
anything
see?
other than
What do they
looking
see?
up.
What do they see that
Different
defines to
constellations,
them?
different constellations, different times, different movements, different times of years. Like,
oh, okay. So the sky it looks different at different times. Therefore, Earth globe.
yeah.
Okay.
Why not? So you're able to accept that the sun is round, Mars is round, the moon is round, but Earth is flat. Like, come on.
Listen. I can, from my vantage point, I can see those objects you just claimed, and they generally look round. I can't do that to the Earth.
Fair enough, but I know this argument's going to keep going. I know I ain't going to solve it, so it is what it is. I mean, I ain't that guy.
There's only one way to solve it, bro. There's only one way to solve it, and you're so far away from it. It's uncanny.
No, I mean,
how far
people
away.
tried. It's just always
No,
an
it's
excuse.
not, dude.
People do this
No,
all
it's
the
not.
time.
Well,
People have solved this.
look,
so many
every
times.
piece of evidence, right? When someone doesn't believe the proposition or accept the proposition, it's going to be scrutinized. It's not just going to be accepted. Somebody isn't just going to walk in and be like, "Look at my evidence," and the other person be like, "Absolutely, I completely changed my mind."
Understood.
No, they're gonna
Understood. I understand what you're saying. You're not wrong about that. I mean, I agree with you on that point.
Yeah, I don't agree with you there.
Right. So,
and that's why I said I'm not that guy.
Sure, but what would be the single greatest logical contingency of an object known as a sphere that could be demonstrated explicitly that would prove it is indeed a sphere? Like, is there any type of thing that's in that category?
Which we've done, but it's not acceptable to you guys.
What observation?
Can you show me these observations?
Dude, there's no.
You know what I'm gonna say, and we've been up there, and we're gonna have the fisheye lens story. We're gonna have the bullshit camera fakes. We've had people that have spent $1,000 on weather balloons and seen it. Like individuals have done this. There's camera footage on YouTube. Blah blah blah. You can see this happen all the time, but there's not enough evidence for you guys to understand. Like, there's always going to be an argument against this, and I don't know why people try to.
Would you consider a high altitude balloon sufficient evidence for a curve or not curve?
I don't know, 20, 30,000 feet.
What do you mean 20, 30,000? What can you see at 20,000 feet?
At 20,000 feet, you can probably see a lot, bro.
You're not enough to compel you. At 20,000 feet, you're not seeing anything close to the Earth's curvature, bro.
Are you sure? I don't know.
1,000%. At 20,000 feet, you're not seeing anything besides your mom's house.
You're not gonna see your mom's house at 20,000 feet, bro.
It was sarcastic, but you're not seeing a curve, that's for sure.
What if I had an astrophysicist, which is also the curator of one of the largest planetariums, and another guy, an astronomer, who's also a director of a planetarium? Both of them say, what if I showed you both of them saying that you cannot see curvature from high altitude, like in the stratosphere, and the other guy saying you shouldn't be able to see curvature from the ISS? Would that be interesting?
So you just saying the ISS is fake at this point?
They're
Like
both Glovers. Yeah, they're both Glovers, so I mean they're kind of a hostile witness. Their opinion, based on certain reasoning.
ISS is fucking bullshit.
What?
So it's more than just flat Earth. Like everything's a goddamn conspiracy, right? Like we're like
dude.
The ISS
Look at what's wrong with your thinking. Look at what's wrong with your thinking. Clearly demonstrated that I told you that these two men claim that you shouldn't be able to see the curvature there. And then you said, oh, everything's a conspiracy now. Why wouldn't you just ask, oh, why would they say that? Like, what's their reasoning?
I threw out a number 10, 20,000 feet. I didn't know, but y'all said something about the ISS, and like I'm just telling you now, that's a fake. That's all I'm saying. Like you're claiming that the ISS is fake, man. Like that's what.
Dude, what I'm telling you is there are people. What I'm telling you is there are people who believe the Earth is a globe, who have advanced degrees and positions in the fields of astronomy and astrophysics, run planetariums, right? Know what they're talking about in that regard, yet their opinion, okay, think about this. I want you to understand this person. This person is a planetarium director, an astronomer.
Is it one person? One person.
It doesn't matter. Just listen. This person, right? All of that, he believes completely in the heliocentric model, right? But his lecture that he did at his planetarium with the university, right? He said to his students and demonstrated it, right, on his big projector and all that, that you should not be seeing Earth curvature from the ISS. So he simultaneously believes in the globe model, while also simultaneously thinking that the images that the ISS is showing aren't up to snuff.
I mean,
okay, so it's not just. Let me put it this way, friend. It's not just conspiracy theorists and whack jobs that scrutinize the claims from the globe. And once you start to scrutinize them like that, and then you start to look at other things and other things and other things, some people end up saying, you know what? There's something wrong here, and I want to know more. And then they go down the pathway a little more, and then they finally, do some real research into some of the history of this stuff and come up with all the stupid, erroneous logic and lack of data and all this other stuff. And then they go out and they look at the world with fresh eyes, and they say to themselves, you know what?
Like
water's flat and level. The Earth is covered in 70% water. Therefore, it can't possibly be a globe.
Water's not level. No one said it was level.
Let's go look at this. Just the
Also,
live
just to
feed
clarify
from
for you,
National Space Station.
you
I
see
gotta
this.
just
So
view
just
it
to
for myself.
clarify, you see or don't see the curve at over 100,000 feet. Well over, like 110, 105, 120 around there.
Have you ever been up?
How high?
Have you ever been 100,000 feet?
How high is the Chinese ISS?
Have I ever been that high? You said.
I asked the question, but I know the answer.
Yeah, I've used my wings and I flew up there.
No, you didn't. Not at 100,000 feet. No way.
Obviously, I didn't, bro. There's cameras and
Okay,
weather
fine.
balloons and high
Fine.
altitude
And
balloons.
let's say Homeboy hasn't been up that high. Problem is we got competing footages, right? Some footages show dramatic curve at low altitudes. Some footages show starkly flat horizon at higher altitudes, and everywhere in between. So we have all kinds of competing footage for what the Earth, quote unquote, looks like. How are we going to determine which one's correct? Now, keep in mind, we also got images from the ISS, right? But then we got the Chinese space station, which has different images. So the Chinese space station shows flat horizons, while the ISS shows curved horizons. So who's lying?
I'd like to argue that actually, AI, is there a single independent footage that shows the curvature? Because I've only seen like the Red Bull ad, and I've already seen any official ISS or government-funded agency show curvature. I've seen a lot of high-altitude balloons that are independent with news agencies, radio stations, and all these random-ass kids going high-altitude balloons over 100,000 feet, and all of them seem quite flat to me. I haven't seen an independent, non-government-funded organization release a curvature video, right? They always seems to be flat to me.
Dude, YouTube it. They're all over the place, man. But everybody
Can I
just
see?
calls them like fisheye lenses, bro. Like everybody says it, man. People
Can
do
I
their
see?
own shit man, all the time.
Can I see?
Look it up. Like literally look it up on Google, bro, or on YouTube or something.
So you're
Like
gonna
it's
show
not
me, or
that
you're gonna say
fucking
just look it
prevalent
up?
where I need to like cite you a source or anything, dude.
If
This
I show
happens
you a
all the
video
time.
of a flat Earth, am I right or are you right?
Do what?
If I show you a video that I searched up that shows a flat surface, who's right, me or you?
Sure, man. Go ahead. Show me a video.
Alright, let's have a little geezer. YouTube. Let's explore the YouTubes together.
Well, the thing is that even some professional organizations, right, that have high altitude stuff, if you just look like maybe through 10 of them, you'll see that almost all of them have different rates of curve or flatness of the horizon. So how are you going to trust which one?
Yeah, you know
They
why?
never seem
Because
to
they
get it
also
consistent.
yeah, but they also orbit the globe at a higher, like at different heights, right? Obviously, it's gonna be a different picture.
Yes, but the point is that lower altitude show curve and higher altitude show flat.
No, it's the other
It
way
should
around.
be the opposite.
But it's the other way
No,
around.
no, no,
Like,
no. It's not
yes,
the other way
sure.
around, homie.
And look it up. The Chinese space
Looks
station is
curved to
around like
me.
200. The Chinese space station is around 217 and 280 miles.
It looks like there's curvature there
ISS.
to
Right.
me.
Where's the curve?
You don't see it on the fucking horizon? That's clearly curving, bro.
I don't see
What
the
are you
curve,
talking
man.
about?
And where's the curve? Well, let's go a bit higher. So where's the curvature?
I can see it, bro. That's clear as day.
Wait for him to go left to right. Hold on.
Bro, I can
Now
see
it
it. Look
curved
at
back. Yeah,
YouTube. It's
yeah,
gonna show
it's
you.
different.
He's going to the left. I mean, where's the angle? Oh, it's right. He's
So
at
again,
one.
the ISS is higher, right, than the Chinese space station. Tiangong.
Yeah, 23 kilometers.
Yeah.
Can you still see the curvature? Enigmatic, bro.
Yes,
Enigmatic.
sir. Yes, sir.
So when does it start to curve?
Huh?
That's a light source, so yeah, I can still see the curve. I mean,
Where's the curve? He's doing a 360, bro.
that one's a little harder to read.
He's still spinning. Can you see it, Mr.
I
Enigmatic?
can see it. I'm watching.
Where is it? Unless I'm blind.
Yeah, but I'm also seeing like a rise up in the horizon too, so I don't know what's happening there. Like from the camera, it's going up. Like
How much up? Why would it go up instead of down? I'm a bit confused. He's just
well, the first camera angle you had was like good, like we could actually see it. This one, like look at the horizon. You can see from the camera lens
is the
up to
same
the
one.
right. It actually has a look at the white line from
Okay,
the
let
bottom
me explain this to you.
right of the camera.
When he was
That's the horizon.
rising, the camera
Incorrect.
was shaking. Yeah, mate.
Correct. The correct position is when it matches the globe presupposition. That's when you know you've got a good image.
This is independent. This guy doesn't actually say anything.
That's not an
No,
independent
what I'm
satellite.
saying is,
Get out of here,
what
bro.